just like we used to, just like we used to. And I want to have you again. I want to always be your friend, just like we used to, just like we used to.
And Joe the Shirt is off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff. I am your host. I am Joe the Shirt. It's so good to be back, as always. You may have noticed I took almost a week off from my last show. That was only because I had a lot of other things going on. For instance, looking and finding a job, finally. Right now it's only part-time. I'm working with an animal rescue. But you know what? It makes me feel good to be, out there doing stuff again, Let's see where that takes us, okay? I think that was a big part of my depression from about a week and a half ago. That was a big part of it about 2 weeks ago. I was really depressed. And after I vented and talked with my girlfriend, we got things going, and things are happening again, and I'm very happy to hear that. Big shout out to all you guys out there that have been listening, especially to the last show, the one that was entitled I'm Ali the Kurta and I'm off the Kashiva. I had no idea that particular topic was going to skyrocket to my third most popular show ever in 6 days. It's amazing. I was really, really shocked at how many people listened in to that particular show. And for all you new followers out there, welcome to the show. I've seen a bit of a surge in my followership recently, and I'm very happy about it. And when I say a surge, I mean a 600% surge in the last month. So much love to all you guys out there that are following, listening in. I appreciate it. Oh my God, what's going on in the world that we're living in these days? Well, the House has approved a $1 trillion budget to keep the federal government working up through September 30th. That is mind-blowing to me. Do you remember when $1 trillion was a lot of money? I remember listening to my teachers in high school tell me, well, if you took $1 trillion single-dollar bills and packed it on one top of the other, it'd reach all the way to the sun, and now that $1 trillion is just enough money to operate the federal government for 8 months. That is amazing to me. Oh my God. That will fund the vast majority of all federal operations, including a 1% increase in pay for the military. But still, though, $1 trillion. My God. Like I said, I remember when that seemed like a lot of money. I remember when $1 billion seemed like a lot of money. I remember when $1 million seemed like a lot of money. You remember you used to watch the old Batman TV show with Adam West, and they would talk about millionaire Bruce Wayne. Now, in this day and age, billionaire isn't shit. Now it's billionaire Bruce Wayne. It is mind-blowing to me. The idea that there's all this money that's been allotted to run the government for 8 months. That's it. That's amazing to me. I don't know. Maybe it's more amazing to me than it is to you guys. It's it just blows my mind away. Here's one for you here for all you little hot rod, hot car kind of guys out there. The new Corvette Stingray has been unveiled, and it comes with a device that can track and share your high-speed exploits. So basically what it does, it's got 3 different sensors on it that let you know what it is you're doing and how you're doing it. Okay, and the new Chevy introduced the Performance Data Recorder at the annual electronics show in Las Vegas with the 7th generation Corvette Stingray to record video and telemetry data for wherever you decide to put the car's 455 horsepower to use. Drivers can easily record and share their experience driving down the tail of the Dragon or lapping Road Atlanta. Let's see. The way this works, the telemetry software users can analyze their laps in incredible detail and find opportunities to improve their driving and lap times. The system uses 3 components. A 720-pixel high-definition video camera clips into the rear-view mirror housing inside the car, with the audio recorded through a dedicated microphone inside the cabin. The camera is then synced with a dedicated GPS receiver that, for greater accuracy, operates 5 times faster than conventional navigation receiver. And finally, the GPS and video data are recorded onto a secure digital card in the glove box. An 8 gigabyte card can record about 200 minutes of driving. Chevy drivers will also be able to replay the video on the Corvette's navigation screen when the car is in park. Now, I know that for all you gearheads out there and tech junkies out there, that sounds really, 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 really awesome. But exactly why would you want to put something in your incredibly fast car that records evidence for the police? Because you know they're going to pull you over. You're driving a Corvette Stingray, you're going to get pulled over sooner or later. And if they think that you are fucking up, and maybe they don't trust their own radar or their own eyes or whatever, hey, let's check out this incredibly high-tech gadgetry in your car that proves you were doing 95 in a school zone. Yes, there's a good idea. Really, that's right up there with taking a breathalyzer when you get pulled over for drunk driving. It's like, you can say no, okay? Don't give them evidence. You don't have to. Oh my God. Technology is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and technology apparently can get you killed. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but some guy in Florida was at the movies. He's an older guy, 71 years old. He was there with his wife, and he was waiting for the movie to start. There were still trailers coming on when the guy in the row right in front of him was texting. He was texting his daughter. He was with his wife. He was texting, and the guy behind him asked him to please stop texting. Because the glare was bothering his movie-going experience, and I get that. I find it rather annoying when I'm at the movies and people are texting in front of me where I can see them. I know it's just the previews. I know that, but I like the previews. I get to the movie early just to make sure I can see the preview. Fuck how good of a seat I get. I want to see the previews. Well, anyway, apparently one Chad Olson, 43, and his wife Nicole, 33, got into an altercation with one Curtis Reeves, a 71-year-old retiree from Tampa. The guy asked Chad to please stop texting. Guy said no. Things escalated. A little yelling happened. Olson allegedly threw a popcorn at the elderly gentleman. And then the elderly gentleman, Curtis Reeves, 71 years old, pulled out a gun and shot him. Dead. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, Jesus fucking Christ, where's a cop when you need one? Well, see, that's the funny part here. Curtis Reeves was a cop. He's a retired police officer, 71 years old, who for some reason felt the need to bring his gun with him to the movies. And when the other guy refused to turn off his stop texting, just up and blew the guy away. Ironically enough, the movie they were seeing was Lone Survivor. All right, guys. You know what? We've all been there when we get annoyed with another human being doing something they're really not supposed to be doing. A pet peeve, if you will. Like I hate it when people ride their bicycles on the sidewalk. I hate it. I can't stand it. Full-grown adult human being. I hate that. They're almost hitting you. They're pissing off my dog. And then they get angry at you when you don't move out of their fucking way, even though they're coming from behind you. That's one of my pet peeves right there. I can't stand it. There's a part of me that just wants to lift my elbow up and just clothesline the motherfuckers. And we've all had that feeling where, you know what, I just want to fucking shoot this motherfucker, you know? And we all have that feeling every once in a while where somebody's doing something just so fucking annoying that gets under your skin so much that they know they're not supposed to be doing it, but they're doing it anyway, and it makes you nuts. Like the people who, see the great big glaring signs at my local CVS pharmacy that says no dogs allowed other than service dogs. So of course in CVS there are like 3 Chihuahuas, a Pomeranian, a Yorkie. Same deal over at Target just a couple of weeks ago. Great big sign says no dogs allowed other than service dogs. I counted a pit bull, a Rottweiler, and a poodle in one visit. You know, so I understand the desire to just, break out your heater and blast these people, but come on, man. By the way, Mr. Curtis Reeves is claiming the Zimmerman defense of stand your ground. He was apparently felt that his life was imperiled by the popcorn being thrown at him. What's going on in the world? From my father's homeland of Spain, Spain is now moving to outlaw abortion in most cases. Now, abortion has been legal in Spain, I believe, since 2005. But in a move denounced by abortion advocates, Spain's conservative government Friday approved an abortion bill that would outlaw the procedure except in cases of rape, lasting harm to the health of the mother, or fetal deformities incompatible with life. Before being able to undergo an abortion, a woman would need the approval of 2 doctors outside the clinic treating her and would have to observe a 7-day reflection period. Girls younger than 18 would need their parents' permission. Wow. What do you mean, the dark ages over here? What the fuck, man? I mean, that's incredible. You go to the clinic, you say you want abortion, they refer to 2 other doctors that have to agree that you can have an abortion, and then you have to wait a 7-day cooling down period. And this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I love how they come up with the exceptions to the laws, except in the case of rape. Okay, there's one that I've always loved. Okay, so basically all life is precious. All life is precious to God, unless, of course, the father was a scumbag. Because that means, of course, that his child would be a scumbag, of course, and, the sins of the father fall upon the child, right? No, that's ridiculous. You know what? If it's sacred one way, in one instance, they're sacred in all the others. Well, here's the fetal deformities incompatible with life. Who determines that? The doctors say, well, he's going to have, 2 noses, a 3rd ear in the middle of his forehead, and a tail. But you know what? He can probably have a normal life. Yeah. I mean, the flippers are not a big deal. But he'll be okay. What's really interesting is, abortion has been legal since 2010 without restriction until the 14th week of pregnancy or until the 22nd week of cases of fetal deformity. So, you need time to figure out whether or not the kid's tard. These changes will pretty much set everything back to the 1970s and 80s. Back in 1985, Spain legalized abortion under very limited conditions, and then in 2010, the then socialist-led government expanded access to all abortion. And I expect that if this law passes, we're going to be seeing a lot of Spanish women going to France a lot, where abortion is still perfectly legal. Everybody does it right after they have their croissants. Anyways, it's time for a break. My God, the first 15 minutes just disappear. Today's music is brought to you by Brian Mackey. That was his first song, Bandage, earlier on. Here's his second song by Brian Mackey. It's the Come Out of the House. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back.
down next to mine. You're so fine, baby, you're too fine.
Tonight, Joe the Shirt is still off the cuff. Welcome back. That was Come Out of the House by Brian Mackey, a descriptive, if not truly creative, title. I'm such a douchebag. Today, of course, is Martin Luther King Day, MLK. It's a big deal. Especially out here in the United States, pretty much the only place it's a big deal. I don't know if anybody else really cares all that much outside the United States, but I think it is a uniquely American holiday. Schools are closed, banks are closed, post office is closed, and I know this because I would have shipped out a couple of T-shirts today if the post office was operating normally. But I will be taking care of that today. And you guys out there, if you guys want to order a T-shirt, a Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff T-shirt, you can. Only $20 plus shipping and handling. I can accommodate pretty much all sizes. Let me know what you need, and you can wear a T-shirt with my image on it, both front and back. There'll be, why not? You know what? If you're not ashamed of listening to me, let everybody know. I listen to Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff, and I don't care. All right? Maybe people will think your IQ points are quite a bit lower than they originally thought, but you know what? You'll be proud. All right? And styling. Honestly, you know what I do sometimes? Sometimes I put on one of my shirts and just walk around town, and people just look at me funny. But it is MLK. The reason I'm bringing this up is not really, hold on here, because of MLK exactly. The reason I'm bringing this up is recently Sir Arthur Conan Doyle copyrights expired. You may know him as the author of Sherlock Holmes novels. Sherlock Holmes and Watson and all their pithy little adventures. I used to read Sherlock Holmes books when I was a kid. I read them through high school even. I used to love watching the old black and white movies. And I've enjoyed Robert Downey Jr. and Mr. Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes. You know, Sherlock Holmes is just one of those really, really great characters. And then there's the guy on TV, the Sherlock Holmes TV show there, Elementary. You know, it's such a great character. It's one of those characters that, everybody wants to play, Now, like I said, I'm bringing this up because the copyrights have expired, which means that now that Sherlock Holmes stories, characters, they're now public domain, all right? If you want to go out there and write a Sherlock Holmes story, go ahead. You can write one. Go nuts. You can, you want to make a movie about Sherlock Holmes? Go ahead. You want to make a song about Sherlock Holmes? Go ahead. You want to, whatever it is you want to do with Sherlock, you want to print his books and sell them. Go ahead. It's public domain. You can go nuts with it now. And of course, 9 indirect descendants, I love that, indirect descendants of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle are trying to block the cessation of the copyright because they want control over the content characters so that they can charge a fee for anybody that wants to use it. They say it's for to keep the dignity of the work intact. And I'm like, you know what? while there have been a lot of great Sherlock Holmes movies, there have been a lot of shitty ones too. So let's not act like you're not doing this for the money, all right? They're trying to extend the copyright to, I think, year 2023, which will give them an extra 9 or so years, because the last original works by Arthur Conan Doyle were done at a certain point that would extend it. The judge says not so much, but anyway, the reason I'm bringing the whole copyright thing, and the reason I'm bringing up MLK, and you're wondering, what the fuck does Sherlock Holmes have to do with Martin Luther King? Well, not a lot and a little. Here's the thing. We all know the speech, the very incredibly famous speech given by Martin Luther King Jr., the Reverend, I Have a Dream. We know this one. We've heard it a billion times, okay? We've heard it. We've seen the old video recordings. You know, we've heard it on the radio. We've read it in books. We've read it in the newspaper. Now, here's the thing, though. It's copywritten, okay? And it's owned by Martin Luther King's son, and he is very stingy with it. According to the article I read in the LA Times, it's not unusual for ownership rights to be in conflict with the public interest. Classic example is Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, claimed as private property by the King estate, controlled largely by King's son Dexter. The estate trademarked I Have a Dream and successfully sued USA Today for publishing the speech without permission in 1993. Videos of the speech were forced off the internet as infringements last year in its 50th anniversary. So, I mean, basically anybody that shows video of the I Have a Dream speech on network TV or cable, anybody that plays a recording of the I Have a Dream speech on, say, the radio or the internet, or publishes it in any way, newspapers, books, a magazine, a pamphlet, or even in a blog, Dexter is going to sue you. Okay? And I think this goes strongly against the spirit of the speech. You know, I think this goes strongly against the spirit of the man himself. I mean, the whole point of what Martin Luther King was doing was to try to get the word out. He wanted people to hear what he had to say. He wanted people to be able to hear it, to read it, to see it, to feel it. And Dexter King, that's a stupid name. Dexter, I'm sure he's a nice man. No, I don't. He's got the copyright on it, and good for him, that's fine. But it is such an important speech, such a relevant speech to our world today, not just 50 years ago, today. Because anybody that thinks that, racism is over is a fucking moron. Anybody that thinks that inequality is gone is a fucking moron or a liar, or both, most likely. Okay? And it goes beyond black and white. It goes to black, white, Asian, Latino. It goes to women. It goes to gays. It goes to lesbians, transgenders. It goes to immigrants. It goes to everybody out there that's ever felt as if there is a distinct inequality between my sad ass life and the people that are in charge. Okay, that goes out to the poor as well. Financial inequality is one of the biggest problems we have in this country right now. And people with the money, they'd like to stay in the money, and they don't want to share it with the rest of us. And I get that. I get that it's wrong, but what I'm saying here is, though, I think that it's important that this message that Martin Luther King came up with, Martin Luther King Jr., it's important for the good of the country, for the good of the people, for the good of our own culture, that it be accessible to everybody. You should be able to go online and find this speech. You should be able to go online and find video of this speech. You should be able to listen to it and get the feeling that this man was trying to get across to you, to us, to me. And I think that Dexter King is being a selfish little cunt. And I get it. We all need to make a buck. I get that. I believe that. I believe in that. But that's right up there. We're trying to say, copyright the Bible or the or the Declaration of Independence. It's not for that. It's for everybody. And I will say this: I've never met Dexter King, but I'm a little bit ashamed of him. Actually, I am. I'm ashamed of him. I think that his father would have wanted a better generosity of spirit than he is currently showing the rest of the planet. And fuck him. Okay. All right, now, not too long ago, I talked about Google Glass. That's that fancy piece of technology that lets people wear what basically amounts to glasses on their head that lets you record and transmit everything you're seeing pretty much live. You can stream it, you can record it, you can put it on the internet right from the glasses themselves. There was a woman who was pulled over and cited for wearing Google Glass while driving. This was in Temecula. In San Diego, a Temecula woman was found not guilty in traffic court on Thursday of a charge of distracted driving while wearing Google Glass. Now, distracted driving is, the type of stuff that happens. You're like, okay, you are on your cell phone and you have it up to your ear, you're talking, you're distracted, boom, you can get a ticket for that. You can get a ticket for say, hey, you know what, feels like a good time to have chicken soup while I'm on the 405. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I got a spoon, I got a bowl, I can drive with my elbow. You know what, I'm doing 100 miles an hour. Let me text my friends and take a selfie. That's distracted driving. And there's a reason you're not allowed to have a TV screen on your dashboard, because there you are, you're watching a rerun of Friends, and there's the back of a truck you're smashing into. So it was determined that the police must be able to prove that the eyewear was on at the time that they were pulled over. Cecilia Abadi, 44, is believed to be the first driver in the nation to have received such a ticket. Google Glass is not yet on the market. Abadi is among those who are testing the product nationwide, called Google Glass Explorers. I think this was a bad decision on the court. I think they should have stuck with the citation. She should be paying a fine. She should not have it on, because what Google Glass basically does is, besides the fact that it's recording whatever it is you're seeing, it also projects a screen in front of you which if you were looking at a real screen in real life, would be a 24-inch TV monitor right in front of you. You're going to tell me that that's not a distraction while you're driving. Now, okay, maybe she didn't have it on, but maybe she should have just taken it off before she started driving. And how were cops supposed to know that the Google Glass wasn't on when they pull you over? Because as soon as they pull you over, you can just turn the motherfucker off. And to prove that, the damn thing was on, they would have to go and get a warrant to search what it was on your Google Glass to see what time it was on. So, you know what? I think it's bad. I think if you're not allowed to text, you're not allowed to hold a phone in your hand, you're not allowed to have a TV while you drive, you know what? You shouldn't be allowed to have Google Glass when you drive either. Fuck them. And it's time yet again for a break. Once again, we have Brian Mackey and his song, Radio. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back.
Woke up to a pouring sweat. Hey, there goes Joan Jett. You Some wailing was Van Halen on my radio. Parachute pants, skinny ties, Michael J. Fox, family ties. 1984. Radio, 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 radio.
Show the shirt is off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. I'm having a good time. I hope you are as well. Also, look forward to a new line of short videos or video shorts, however you want to look at it, that I will be hopefully starting this week, maybe early next. It's a process because of the content, time constraints, whether or not my producer and cameraman and director are available on certain days, also known as whether or not my girlfriend has time to, hold on to my smartphone and just videotape me. Videotape, I keep saying that. I hate that. But it is coming. I'm not going to tell you what the title is yet. I want to wait till I get the first episode or two out, and then I'll tell you what to look for. Okay? All right. Let's, some good news in West Hollywood, where I live. A couple of months ago, Irv's Burgers closed down. They'd been in operation since, I think, the 1940s, under different owners, the original being, of course, Irv, or actually I think it might have been Joe, but it's been Irv Burgers for a long, long time. Sonia Hong was the most recent owner of Irv's Burgers, and ran it for a good 14 years here in West Hollywood. And they're so good. Oh, my God. So good. Simple, basic, good old-fashioned burgers. Seasoned fries. They had hot dogs, sandwiches, burritos, breakfast sandwiches, breakfasts. I mean, just tuna melts. I mean, just good shit, man. And my girlfriend and I, the Russian, would go there at least 2 or 3 times a month. We would go more, but we don't want to die of cholesterol poisoning. But but they closed. They were forced closed because the owners of the property wanted to raise their rents. They wanted Sonia to pay for expensive repairs on the roof, and also the property right next to theirs wanted to expand into her area. But despite the good fight, Irv's Burgers was, in fact, closed. A sad, sad day in the year 2013. But a happy, happy day in the year 2014, when Irv's Burgers, run by Sonia Hong, is once again open at a new location only 5 blocks away from the original location. Okay? It's a brand new storefront there. She's got indoor and outdoor dining available. Same old menu, same old burgers, same old Sonia, her brother, her mom, Mama Hong. So please go out there. The new location is at 7998 Santa Monica Boulevard. It's roughly about a half mile away from La Cienega and Santa Monica. It's roughly about a half mile away from Fairfax and Santa Monica. So you can't miss it. It says Irv's Burgers all over it. So go get a burger, motherfuckers. Go get a burger. A little while ago I talked about abortion in Spain. I want to talk about abortion here in the good old US of A. Apparently, a court justice in Massachusetts said that a 35-foot buffer zone between an abortion clinic and protesters was too big. Basically, they're saying that that if there's an abortion clinic, abortion protesters should be allowed to be closer than 35 feet away from the clinic, because allegedly now this 35-foot buffer, quote, prohibits peaceful conversation on a public sidewalk. Now, the last time I checked, by definition, very few protests are actually peaceful. And I don't know if you've ever seen people protesting abortion clinics. They do not seem like the friendliest, most reasonable, rational people on the planet. And I think that the last thing that a young woman really needs in her life when she's making a very, very tough decision is a bunch of people with signs and pictures of dead fetuses screaming in her face about how she's a murderer and she's going to burn in hell and God is watching her. And you know what? Look, I believe in free speech. I really, truly do. But I also believe in a person's right to privacy. Okay? I don't need you looking at me, taking pictures of me, and yelling at me while I'm going in to get some bizarre procedure done to make my cock bigger. I don't know why I said that, but I did. But the same thing applies. You know, if you're a woman, I don't care if you're a young woman, an old woman, it's a big deal. Okay, and you're going in, you want to go have an abortion because you don't think you can take care of the child. You can't afford this child. You can't deal with this. You don't have a husband. You don't have somebody to help you with the child. Your family doesn't even know that you're pregnant, and you want to keep it that way. So you know what? I think it's your right to be able to go and get an abortion without having a bunch of idiots in your face over it. That's just my opinion. This one made me laugh. There's been a permit to hunt an endangered African black rhino that was issued, that's sold at auction for $350,000. The event was held to raise money for conservation efforts. Now let's think about, I'm going to say that again. They issued a license to hunt endangered African black rhinos for conservation. I think they might be missing the point on that one. I'm not sure. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about the internet before I get out of here, all right? Okay. Have you ever noticed how some businesses on the internet seem really, really popular on Facebook and LinkedIn and all that shit? It's like, my God, they got like 10 million followers, 10 zillion likes. Oh my God, how are they so popular? I've never even heard of these assholes. Well, that's because due to click farms, like farms, whatever you want to call it, there are businesses in the world, in some shithole parts of the world, who their entire business is to like certain Facebook pages or Google pages or LinkedIn or Twitter followers, and it's their job to click like, click follow, and just make it look as if you are really, 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 really popular. They're called click farms. A recent check on Facebook showed that that Dhaka was the most popular city for many businesses. Like, for instance, soccer star Lionel Messi, who has 51 million likes. Who the fuck is Lionel Messi? How does he have 51 million likes and I've never even heard of him? Facebook's own security page has only 7.7 million likes. And Google's Facebook page has 15.2 million likes. But somehow Lionel Messi, who you've never heard of, has 51 million. Why? Because people pay for this stuff. You go to buy plus followers, they will sell you 250 Google shares for $12.95. Instagram Engine sells about 1,000 followers for $12. And Authenticates sells 1,000 SoundCloud plays for $9. You can also buy 1,000 Twitter followers for $10 and 1 million for $600. What I think is really funny about this is our very own State Department in 2013 has more than 400,000 likes and was recently most popular in, of all places, Cairo. Why exactly would our State Department be so popular in Cairo? Because that's where the click farm was that they bought it from. And what did this cost us total? $630,000 to boost the number of likes on Facebook. which it's ridiculous. The fans rose from 10,000 to 2.5 million in just a couple of months. So yes, you can buy fake likes. And finally, I need to get this out there for you guys. You guys have heard of what the term net neutrality. Okay, you probably don't care about it because you don't know about it. It doesn't seem important to you, but it actually really, really is. Okay, net neutrality means that the FCC has, up until recently, been able to say to the big internet providers like AT&T, Verizon, those kind of guys, Viacom, they've been able to tell them, hey, anybody that's on the internet gets to be equal in terms of streaming speed, download speed, how they find a particular product. You know, it's just fair, all right? It's equal. But now, according to a recent ruling, that doesn't have to be the case. And it throws a lot of stuff into these big companies' plate that lets them really fuck with everybody else, including you. All right? And for big time players like, say, Netflix or Yahoo, it means that these big companies like I said, Verizon, AT&T, they can tell them, hey, you want really fast streaming, you want people to be able to see your product at a nice rate and not have a lot of like glitches and load times and all that kind of shit. Well, now you got to pay more for it, which is, which means that then people like Netflix will pass that cost on to you. You're paying $7.99 a month for your Netflix. Well, try paying $12.99 for your Netflix. How about $15.99? Because now that these guys can be charged more by Viacom and AT&T, they're not going to pay for that shit themselves. They're going to make you pay for it. All right. The other side of that is, say you're a small business. You just started selling your stuff on the internet. Say you're Calliope Canned Commodities, good friends of mine, and you want to sell your jams and your pickles and your, all your jarred pickled goods, all that good stuff. But because you don't have the kind of money to pay for the super fast speeds and downloads and how prevalent your company is on the internet, well, then you get ignored. So then big companies that can afford to pay the big prices for the better speeds, they get first look. They get first shot at new customers, old customers, maybe a customer that's thinking, you know what, I'm tired of getting jelly from Smuckers. I'm sick of their shit. I don't like them. Big corporation. Is there anybody out there like Calliope Canned Commodities that can provide me a jam that I enjoy at a good price? Well, you know what? You're never going to fucking find out because Smuckers pays for fast internet speeds and Calliope Canned Commodities can't afford it. So you don't know. And it doesn't sound like a big deal when you first think about it, but it really is, because this affects content. Okay, what content gets to you and how? Without net neutrality, there's a good chance that a lot of people won't be able to discover my show. Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff. People are not going to know that I exist, because when people go searching for stuff, on the internet, they're looking for, a funny, smart, edgy talk show host to listen to. They're going to be sent somewhere else, not to me. And also, this also allows people like Viacom and AT&T to not just slow everybody down or block you out. If Netflix decide, well, I don't want to pay you that kind of money, they can just block them outright. You pay for Netflix, but if they don't get a good deal with Viacom or AT&T, you don't get your Netflix. I don't care what you pay them. If you can't get it on the internet, you're not going to get it. Anyway, that is my time for today. Thank you for listening. I'm so good to be back here. And like I said, look for the video series. And you people out there in Mexico, look for your T-shirts. They're going to be there within the next 2 weeks. All right? Thank you for listening. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I've been Off the Cuff. And here's one more Brian Mackey song, Kill Me Some More.